Hello, hello, hello. How are you guys doing this evening? Well, I just went home and dropped off my husband, and he warmed up his Chinese food from yesterday because he got P.F. Chang's. And then I posted my vlog, which I'm glad that I started uploading before I left because I honestly didn't think that I would stay out that late. But it is 12:12 right now, and I just got home. And I had such a fun time tonight. And I'll talk about that in just a second, but today was a good day. I woke up this morning and I still did not feel well. My throat was hurting. And I had a bunch of stuff that I had to do today. I had a bunch of like recovery stuff that I had to do. So I did that. And then when I got done, it was like 2:15. 2:20, and I was still really hungry, or I was hungry, and so I went to Roost Cafe, and I got a grilled cheese, and tomato soup, and I got this thing called a lefse. It's like a crepe to start, but I just like it because I like to taste it. It's like cinnamon inside of this like crepe, and then you pour syrup over, but like there's two of them on a plate, and I always just like eat like half of one. They're so good. So I got that, and then yeah, and then I came home and I was like, we were supposed to leave at like 6-ish, and it was like 3 o'clock, and last night PP had really bad diarrhea, and so I was literally up like every hour on the hour, like taking him outside because he kept on like waking up and then coming over, and he would like sit on my shoulder. He like taps his leg, I don't even know how to explain, he taps his little paw, and he doesn't literally go like that, but he comes over and he's like, and he's like, he wants to go, and so I had to keep on taking him outside last night because he had horrible diarrhea, so I didn't get very good sleep at all, and I had to be up early, well, not super early, but I had to be out of the house at like 11, so I just got horrible sleep last night. So when I came home at like 3:15, I think it was like 3:15 by the time I got to the bedroom, I came upstairs and I like put some sweat shorts on, and I was like, I don't think I'm going to make any videos today, because I knew that if I did, I was going to be like rushed to make them, and I was like, I'll just make videos tomorrow. I don't want to be rushed. I want to enjoy our evening. I wanted to like take a shower and stuff, and you know, take my time getting ready, and I didn't want to be rushed, and I kind of wanted to take a nap, so I lay down with the pups from like 3:15 to like 5:30, 5:45, and out when Alex came home from work, and then we got ready, and we went to the Tonic Ball tonight, and it was really, really fun. It was, so a friend of his like sits on the board. It's for this place called Second Helpings, which is like a they feed the homeless, and it's like a food pantry as well, like but it's every day of the week, and every meal. It's not just like, you know, on the weekends and stuff. It's this huge organization here in Indianapolis. So it was like this huge fundraiser, and it was in Fountain Square, which is very hipsterish, and they have all these really cute little bars there. And so what it was they had like themes at like 5 or 6 different bars. I'll go through them in a second, and then I think it's 5. I think we went to 5 different bars tonight. And then they had like a theme there for each bar of like a singer. Like, so the first one we went to was Radiohead, and it was at this bar called the Hi-Fi. And they're all like real like cute little hipster bars, and like real small and real packed, like wall-to-wall people. And so every band that played from like 6 to midnight, and they were like 15 to 20 minute sets, every band that played was like they would do like Radiohead cover songs, but so everyone was different. That bar was really fun. I'd actually never been to the Hi-Fi before. And then we went to Pioneer. That was really fun, and they were Diana Ross cover bands, and like they weren't necessarily cover bands for that. I mean, they were bands, and then tonight they were like local bands that are like, you know, famous here in town. And then, well, some of them were like known for being cover bands for things, but most of them weren't. And the Diana Ross, like, I mean, these bands were incredible. And we stayed there for a while. We met up with Alex's friend. That she's the one that sits on the board, and then who was also Alex's, like, he and his, they were friends with Jason. It was like the three of them, his friend that passed away this summer. Like the three of them were the ones that always hung out together. And so then they went, or so we met up with her and like 4 of her friends that I had met before at like Rev and some other things. We had a blast. We had such a great time. I told Alex, I said, okay, because we got down there at like 6:30, and I said, I'm probably gonna only stay out to like 8:30 or 9. Like, I really don't want to stay out that late tonight. And he was like, okay, and we ended up staying. I stayed till like 11:30, 11:45. It was fun. So then we went across the street to the Fountain Square Theater, and they had a Bob Marley cover band there. Well, they had Bob Marley cover bands there. That was okay. It was like really lit up, and so it was like people were sitting down, and they had like they had a photo booth. So we all took photos, but this is Alex and our photos that we took. I'll probably put them up on Instagram. And then but then we got like all of us into this photo booth together, and it was just fun. We had a good time. And it was so packed, and they had the streets like closed off, and so it was like a little, you know, it was like a little festival here in town. It was nice. And there were tons of people out for it though, so, and kept on running into all kinds of people that I knew. I saw this friend of mine that like, she and I had like come out at the same time, and we used to go to Valerie texted me asking if I had a good time, and then she and I used to like go and hang out. And actually I had totally forgotten this, she and her first girlfriend, I dated this guy that was like one of her best friends, and this would have been when I was like, God, 19 or something. And she and her girlfriend and him would come up on the weekends, and we would go out, and then they would stay at my apartment. I was like, I don't remember that. And she was like, yeah, we used to stay at your apartment when you lived at, you know, such and such a place. I was like, oh my God, that's so funny. And so she and I talked. That was the first place that we went to, the Hi-Fi. I ran into her, and we talked for like probably half an hour, 40 minutes, and she introduced me to her girlfriend, and we stood there, and because her girlfriend, they had started dating like a year ago. I hadn't seen her in like 5 years, but it was really fun seeing her. And I ran into a bunch of people that I hadn't seen in a long time. It was so fun. I used to like go out to a lot of like art galleries and do like a lot of music stuff here in town, and this person seriously just turned right in. I used to go to a lot of art galleries and like, you know, bands here. I used to go see bands all the time. I'm driving through Broderport right now. There used to be a bar here called The Patio. We used to go there all the time. And like this used to be kind of like the little like hipster beatniky area, the Alley Cat down there I used to go to all the time. And so I saw a lot of people that I used to see like when I would go out, like back in the day, to go hear bands, you know, sober and before that. But I would go here because I used to love to go hear bands here in town, and I don't do that as much anymore. I don't do that as much. I don't do that at all here in town anymore. But anyway, so then that was the Bob Marley place, and oh, we also ran into one of our friends that is one of the waitresses at Patashoot. She and her husband. We hung out with them for a while, and they were like on the committee or something because they had like VIP, like these big things, and that was fun seeing them. And then From there, we went to this bar called Radio. Well, went across the street to this bar called White Rabbit, which is like, I've been there. They have bands. It's really a cool little bar inside. They have bands. They do like a burlesque show there, like once a week, like this funny burlesque show. And, but it's called White Rabbit Cabaret. It's like a really fun bar. And I actually hadn't been there in a long time. I remember, it's different now, but I remember when we first went there, which was probably like 8 or 10 years ago, and like Alex thought it was real strange because all they served there was like red wine. Like they had soda, and then they had like red wine and like PBR, like tall boys. Like that was all they had. They didn't have any other kind of like liquor or anything. And now they have like all kinds of stuff there. They have like a full bar. But anyway, and so first we went to Radio though, and they had a Ramones cover band. Like they had Ramones cover bands, and it was fantastic. It was so much fun. I loved the Ramones when I was in high school, so like there were a lot of those songs that I knew. And I mean, all of the places I knew a lot of the songs except for the Radiohead one. I'm not a huge Radiohead fan. I mean, I listened to them a little bit back in the day, but I'm not a huge Radiohead fan. But I knew a lot of the Ramones songs. And yeah, it was fun. This one band, this girl could sing like nobody's business that we first heard. They did some other stuff too. They did like Michael Jackson's The Dirty Diana, and but they were really, really good. And so anyway, then we went to that, yeah, we were at Radio. We stayed there for a while. I drank so much Diet Coke tonight. I kept on having to go to the bathroom everywhere we were, and the bathrooms were packed. And I was talking to these two women because they were like in line. It was like it was funny because I thought it would be a lot like younger crowd, but the age group was like more my age group and maybe even a little bit older. It's probably like the average age group I think was like 30. It was like 35 to like 50 in there, 55 maybe. And but there were like a lot older people too, like in their late 60s. It was fun. We had a good time. So we went to that and listened to the Ramones cover bands for a while and just kind of hung out and talked. And then we went to the White Rabbit Cabaret, and they had it was all Beastie Boys cover bands. And one of our friends was like the MC there, DJ. And who I found out actually is going to be the DJ for my 30-year reunion too, which I think is funny. He's kind of like a local celebrity here in town. So that's cool. And yeah, so anyway, we were there at White Rabbit for a while, and that's where I ended up going to the bathroom. I told Alex, I said, I'm gonna go to the bathroom and we've gotta go. I said, because I'm afraid that I'll have to go to the bathroom again if we stay here much longer. He was like, that's fine. He was like, we stayed a lot longer than I thought we would. So, and then we had to, like, when we parked like hell and gone from where all this stuff was, because Fountain Square is like really small. And back in the day when I was in high school, we would go there because there was just like this one, it was like Thrifty World, it was called Thrifty Threads. I think now it's called Thrifty World, but it's not even there anymore. But there's one like on Keystone and on the way downtown, kind of closer to us. But we would go to Fountain Square because there were some like thrift stores and stuff there. My favorite thrift store, Broader Bowl Vintage, actually started in Fountain Square in the very back in this like antique store, antique mall. It was like just a little kiosk, not kiosk, but like they had this little store in the very back, and it started there, and now they have this huge store of their own, and I love it. I go in there a lot. But anyway, well, I don't go in there a lot anymore because I have so much and I don't need more, and I can't really fit into anything in there right now anyway, so I just don't go. But I used to go there all the time. It's where I get my Western shirts with pearl buttons. So then we walked to my car, and then we took Alex's friend back to her apartment, and she lives downtown. And then we came home, and Alex took the dogs out and warmed up his Chinese food, and he got in his pajamas, and he was sitting there ready to watch some TV. And I said, okay, I'm gonna go vlog. And then I said, and then I'm gonna go to Meijer and I'm gonna get some hummus because I'm starving. And I'm gonna get some hummus and chips and something else. I don't have any idea what else. And then I'm going to come back after I get done vlogging him, and I'll watch like 2 episodes of Dragula and relax, and then I'm going to go to bed. And Alex is not going tailgating anymore. I think I said that yesterday. So tomorrow he has got all this stuff he wants to do. He's getting up to, he's just got like a bunch of stuff he has to do. He's taking his car in to get serviced, because when he took it the last time, they couldn't check something on it, or it was within a certain time period. I don't know, something he wanted them to check. So he's taking his car in. He's got to go to Costco because we have friends. We're doing a friends Thanksgiving, Friendsgiving, with our friends Melissa and Jason, Aaron and Eric, and like 3 other couples. We're doing that on Sunday, and so he's got to go get stuff for that. We've got to take rolls. I thought I told him, I said, I thought we were macaroni and cheese, and he goes, I did too, but Erin didn't put it on the list, because she sent out like the list of everything we're supposed to bring. So there's that, and then yeah, I think that's it. The other day I said, what are you gonna do tomorrow night? He was like, oh, just probably hang around the house. I said, okay. So I will too. I'll probably make videos tomorrow. I need to watch the end of the Shane Dawson series, and because it came out tonight, and do my reaction video to it. You know, in all honesty, like, I know this is gonna sound so crazy, being that I have, you know, like a commentary channel, but like I've covered the whole series, so I will finish it and cover it, but I'm just ready kind of for the series to be over. Like, I'm just really, to be honest, I'm not that interested in it anymore. And people are always like, you should do commentary videos on other than the 5 people. If I did commentary videos on the people that I really watch on YouTube, that, like, nobody would watch those videos. Like, can you imagine me doing like a commentary video on Nick and Poncho? It was Poncho's birthday this week. Ponchino. They put out had a little birthday thing for him, and he was 10 years old. I didn't know Poncho was that old. Poncho was 10 years old this week. I was like, oh, he's the same age as Boo and Tucker. Ponchino. I love that channel. It would be a picture of Nick and Poncho, and then it would say drama on it, exposed. Oh, man. I'm gonna sleep good tonight. So, oh, and I have a half an hour left of Let It Snow. So I'm gonna finish Let It Snow tonight. I'm finishing that before I go home. I think I have exactly like a half an hour left of it. So I'm gonna finish that tonight, and then tomorrow, well, maybe tonight, even if I get it done, I'll start Dope Sick, because our live stream is a week from Sunday. It seems so strange that a week from Sunday is the 1st of December. I can't even believe it. Like, it's almost the end of the year, and then it's 2020. Does that not seem so strange? I remember being in school. I've told this on here before, but I don't know why I have this memory, but I have this memory of being like in elementary school and sitting at this desk in the back. I mean, I can see the classroom. It's like our window is right there, and the teacher's desk was right in front of us, and I was like in the back of the classroom, and I was writing on a piece of paper, and I wrote 1980. I don't know how I remember that, but that was 40 years ago. Okay, so if that was 40 years ago, then I would have been 7 years old, you know, which means it would have been first grade or second grade? First grade, I think, right? Like, that's so strange. I can see you know what's strange? Like, my cousin Caroline is always like, I'll bring up stuff, and she'll be like, how do you remember that? I'm like, I don't know. She's like, you have like the best memory of anybody I know. And I'm like, I just remember the weirdest stuff. But like, I remember exactly what our kindergarten class looked like. And like, if I really tried to figure out like first, second, and third, I could probably figure it out. Now my 4th grade class, I totally remember that because the teacher, that was the year that she read us Help, I'm a Prisoner in the Library by F. Clifford. And oh my God, somebody in Australia found that book. Did I say that on here? That just floored me when they found that. I couldn't believe it. I can see that classroom because like you would walk in, like the door was over here, and then we would put our coats like outside, and then on the inside were the desks, and the desks were facing this way, and the window was over here, and her desk was like at an angle. And I remember we would all like huddle over here, and she would read to us, and I can remember it snowing outside, and like one time we like read it, and she gave us all hot chocolate. I don't know how I remember that. I also remember in that class, we grew grass in milk containers, like school, milk containers, like the little cartons, we grew like grass, and it was winter time that we were growing the grass. I don't know how I remember that or why I remember that. It's funny when I look back on elementary school, I think like I loved being in elementary school. Like I have very fond memories, but at the same time, like I have some really horrible memories. And I think it's interesting that I have like, they're either like really happy or really horrible. They're not like really in between. But one of the common threads of my happy memories was the library. I used to like always kind of hide out in the library. I would go to I went to recess a lot. I remember like when it was colder, we were given the option to do either, and I think that was more like 4th, 5th grade. Our elementary school was kindergarten through 5th grade. But I can remember like towards the end of school, like when given the option, I typically went to the library. And that was when I was reading The Witch's Sister books by Phyllis Reynolds Naylor. I can see my friend and I standing there talking about those books. But like I was like a library assistant, and I was also like a crossing guard, like that would help cross people. I don't know, I always just kind of gravitated towards like helping the adults and stuff like that. And then I think like it took away from the fact that I didn't have like a lot of friends, maybe. I don't know, like I look back on that and I think, it's interesting that these women teachers and stuff were I was always offering to help them, and that happened in junior high too. And 6th grade was good for me. Like I really, really enjoyed 6th grade. It was the merging of elementary schools. I didn't really get horribly bullied in 6th grade a whole lot. And then 7th grade, all of the friends I had made, like in 6th grade, like 6th grade, I remember being very innocent. And then 7th grade, it's like, I don't know what happened, but like, like 6th grade was really innocent. It was still kind of like, a little bit like elementary school. And then I remember 7th grade, there was like a lot of like adult talk, if that makes sense, about things that I think maybe I didn't really understand because I was kind of an innocent kid. And so I think everybody like kind of surpassed me. But I do remember that 7th grade was the Washington, D.C. trip that everybody, took to go to Washington, D.C. And I opted to not go because I didn't want to go. And like, I just didn't think I would have a good time because okay, it stopped. I didn't want to go because I didn't think I would have a good time. I just didn't have a lot of friends, and I didn't have really any good friends at all. And I had like one guy friend that I was kind of friends with, but he had other friends too. So I was kind of like his friend on the side. And, so I didn't go. And I think in retrospect, it's like really strange. I've really never thought of it like this, but I think in retrospect, me not going and participating in that was kind of a game changer for me going forward in school. Because I think like everybody kind of connected on that trip on some level, and I didn't. And then I was always on the outside looking in. I didn't do any of the rite of passage stuff. I went to one dance in 6th grade, and that was like the only dance I ever went to in school, period. I don't remember, like, I never went to games, basketball, football, anything. Never went. I never went to dances. I never went to pep rallies. I didn't go to anything. I mean, I literally did not participate in any aspect of school because I was always so terrified of me going and being made fun of or whatever. And it's like, it was bad enough having to deal with it during the day at school. Why would I put myself in that at after school if I didn't have to, you know? And I think that my fear of being bullied at after school activities kept me from going to after school activities. I mean, it was my choice, but I chose not to go. You know, that kept me from going to after school activities. And then I think the not going to after school activities made things worse for me. Because I think had I gone, I think I would have been, I think some people would have accepted me more. I remember like years ago, it was like probably, 10 years ago or something. Well, it would have been whenever Gigi Gorgeous was like a senior in high school, because I can remember I was like watching her videos then, and she would do like those what's in my bag videos and stuff. And she did some video about like, you have to participate in school and you can't let people keep you down and all this kind of stuff. I did my hair and then put on a hat tonight. I have no idea why. I'm gonna take my hat off, but she did this video of like, you know, like she participated in school and like had good friends and stuff, and she was like active in school. I think she was like an Olympic diver or something, or like a pre-Olympic diver or something. But anyway, I watched her forever. And I remember watching that video and thinking, if I had seen this when I was in high school, like this is how I think, you know, like hearing other people's stories like on YouTube like is so helpful. Because I can remember when I watched it, I thought, had I heard this in high school, I don't know that it would have made me participate in things, but I think it would have made me think about participating in things, you know, which awareness is the prerequisite to action. So I think that had I thought about it, I might have ended up participating in things. I didn't, though. You know, the orchestra was the only thing I participated in, but I've been doing orchestra since I was in 6th grade, and I just did it because it was an easy A, basically, you know, and the only reason I went on the orchestra trip was because I had to. It really wasn't a choice, or if it was a choice, I wouldn't have gone. But I feel like I'd been to that Squealer's restaurant one time, but maybe not. I don't know. I hate barbecue places, obviously, because I'm a vegetarian, so there's nothing there for me to eat. But yeah. Oh man. Sure doesn't seem like a Friday night. It was so much fun just kind of like palling around in Fountain Square. I hadn't done that in a long time. You know, I rarely ever go out. And it was so good for me to be out and stuff. I was thinking it was so funny because maybe it was just the bars that we were going to, I don't know, but like the style is so different, you know, like from back in the day, like these two girls and their boyfriends came in, like, I mean, the place was packed, but I was just watching these two girls and their boyfriends, and they were super cute. I mean, all four of them were, you know, they were just attractive couples, and, but the girls were super cute, but they just basically had like shoulder length hair tucked behind their ears, and they had on like these big winter coats. It's cold out tonight, it's 28 degrees, and they had these big winter coats on with like these long scarves, and then they had, you know, jeans on, and then they all had like very cool shoes. Like the guys had on like these like wingtips, and they had their jeans rolled up, you know, real high with like some like fun socks, and they had like button downs. I used to dress like that for a long time, and they looked very like, you know, I don't know, it just kind of, you know, hipster beatnik-ish anyway. But like the girls just had on like one had like a turtleneck sweater, and the other one had on like a button-down flannel shirt with like jeans and like ankle boots. So were very cute. Like they both had cute boots on. But I was like, man, back in the day, like we used to get dressed up. Like, do you remember going out on a weekend? Like if you're my age, like we got dressed up. Like, we went to the mall and found the outfit for that night. You know, and then I kind of started looking around. The first bar that we went to was this bar called Hi-Fi, and it's like really a mixed group. There's like a lot of gay people there, a lot of straight people there, and like a lot of these like gay guys that were there, like, and maybe it's because it's like more of a hipsterish place or whatever, you know, but they were like in like really like worn down flannel shirts, and like their hair was all messed up from wearing, like they had ski hats on and stuff, you know, like winter hats. They had long scarves. I mean, they looked so comfy, so comfortable, and I was like, back in the day, like, I can imagine if I had like worn that out, people would have looked at us like we were crazy, you know. And I was like, it's so funny how like the style has totally changed, and everybody just looks like they're having this like, you know, really comfy, great time, and they're so comfortable. And there's a lot to be said about being comfortable when you go out, you know. I mean, look at me, I wore this black sweater that I bought for going to my friend's funeral, and then I just had on Levi's rolled up real high, and then I wore these my gray Nike Air Force Ones. I love these shoes that I got. Well, I took them off. I have my Birkenstock sandals on now. But I love those shoes that I ordered. I don't know if I showed them on here or not. Brother-in-law Fufu is getting like really into clothes now. His girlfriend dresses so cute anyway. But he was shopping tonight, and he was sending Alex all these pictures, and he was buying like plaid wool pants and like a long like camel like trench coat, and he was like wanting to dress a lot nicer for like work stuff that he's going to and whatever. And Alex was like, look at these pictures of Fufu. It's so funny seeing him like that, like he's like grown up, you know. Like, I remember when he was just like this goofy skater kid, you know, with like long hair and baseball hat backwards, and could care less what he wore, you know. It is hard though, I will say this, like when you're heavier, it is hard to get as like, you don't, to care enough about, like, to look super cute when you go out, because you just really want to be comfortable. Like, I just really want to be comfortable, you know, because it's so uncomfortable being overweight anyway. But I guess kind of the new style is, maybe it is effortless, I don't know, but it looks effortless. Like, you know, these girls were so cute, just like these flannel shirts on, and, you know, some scarf they had wrapped, you know, just, you know, like some long wool scarf and whatever. I was like, it's a cute style. Very fitting for what I wear. Too bad I don't go out more, you know. But back in the day, man, we got dressed up. I didn't see anybody that dressed up tonight. There's one girl that we were with one girl, she's like my age. I was like, where's your husband? She's like, oh, he's at home tonight with the kids. She's like, so I came out. She's like, I'm gonna have a ladies' night. And she had on like this gold biker jacket, and then she had these great boots on that were like red, and they had stars all over them, like big gold stars. And she's like, oh, I was like, I love your boots. She's like, oh, I got them in New York, and she's real fun anyway. And she's real fun style, but she was kind of dressed. She had like glitter makeup on and stuff like that. But other than that, like, I didn't see anybody that was like really that dressed up tonight. I guess people just don't dress up anymore when they go out. I texted my friend because she went to this last year, and she does a lot of stuff with this organization too, and I was like, how casual is this thing? And she texted me back and she was like, you can wear your hat. Because she knew that that's what I was asking. She's like, you can wear your hat. I was like, okay, great. Okay. I'm so hungry for some hummus. I want to get something else. I want to get some other dip besides hummus too, but I don't know what I want. I wish they had good pasta salad at Meyer, but they don't. Their pasta salad sucks. I would go to Kroger, but I don't think that they have good pasta salad there. I guess I could get a pasta salad and make it, but then it would be warm and I would have to chill it. That's just a lot of trouble. Macaroni and cheese, though, does sound so delicious. I don't know really what I want to eat. Alex was like, I'm so glad that you came out with me tonight. He was like, I have such a good time going out with you. I forget what it's like because you never come out with me anymore. And I was like, I do need to go out with you more. And he was like, well, I would really enjoy it. And I was like, I just, when it's cold and stuff, I just don't like to go out a lot. When it's warm, I just want to sit. I mean, there's no good reason. I just don't love going out. I just don't enjoy it. And I said, he goes, well, why was tonight different? And I said, because we went from place to place to place. Like, for me, as a person that doesn't drink, like, it gets really old standing or sitting in a bar for like 2 or 3 hours. No music that's fun, you know, no band, and we're just sitting there, and it's just like, I don't enjoy that, you know? But tonight was fun because we went from place to place to place, and he was like, well, we can do that. We can start at one place and go somewhere else. He's like, you know, we don't have to just stay in one place. And I was like, all right, well, I'll go out more and stuff. So it was good. We had a good time. It was fun. He's got like 3 things he's got to do tomorrow. He's got to go see a friend of his. There was something else he was going to do. Oh, he's got to go to Costco because he's got to get rolls. And there was something else. I can't remember what the other thing he was going to do is. I guess it doesn't really matter, does it? Oh, man. I'm starting to kind of get really tired. Do you ever take a nap and it's like such a perfect nap? Like, I took the nap tonight, well, this afternoon. First of all, it was on the heels of the most delicious tomato basil soup, creamy tomato basil soup, and a grilled cheese sandwich. And not just any grilled cheese sandwich, but Roost Cafe. They have 4 kinds of grilled cheese sandwiches there, and the one that I get is called Grandma's Secret. Grammas. Grandma's Secret, and it is Velveeta, and you can get it on any kind of bread, but I always get it on toasted challah bread, and it's so good. So on the heels of that, which is total comfort food, I love this, by the way. I love this lip balm so much, this shiny lip smackers. Doesn't it look like New Year's Eve? On the heels of that, I think I have enough of it on. I came home and took the most fantastic nap. I was going to say delicious, but it was a delicious nap. But do you ever take one of those naps and you're like so comfortable? Like, you're just so comfortable. Like, so I woke up, like, sometimes when cars drive down the street, depending on how they sound, the dogs think it's Alex. And so at like one point, the dogs like woke up and they like started barking because they were like, Boo Radley was asleep on like Alex's pillow, and then Tucker was laying right underneath it, and then Pee-Pee was like right like inside my arm, like right here. And it's usually Tucker first because he can hear so well. And so he like woke up and he was like, arr, arr. And like they thought it was Alex and it wasn't him. He like ran to the edge of the bed, and so then they all woke up. And I woke up and I was like, oh my God. Like the fan was perfect, like the blanket around me was perfect, the pillow was, do you ever feel that way? Like you wake up and you're like, oh my God, this is like, I am so comfortable right now. Like this is perfect comfort right here. And like you don't want to move at all. You know what I mean? That's how I felt. It was like the best nap ever. And then Alex came home and he was like, we gotta leave. And I go, just 10 more minutes. Just let me sleep 10 more minutes. Do you know what's so funny is the dogs, they know now when I say 5 more minutes. Like if the alarm goes off and I hit it for 5 more minutes, they know what that means, and they go and they like, so they'll like all wake up when the alarm goes off and they'll go 5 more minutes. Because I have my phone alarm, but then I also have an alarm in the like 5 feet away from me that I have to get up and like hit to turn off, and I'll hit it and I'll go 5 more minutes, and then they all go right back to their place. Like they know what that means. Isn't that so cute? I haven't been to the library forever. I need to go to the library just because I like the library. It's fun. I don't want a pickle. I just want to ride on my motorcycle. All the Christmas lights are coming out now. I've known a couple people that have gone to the state fair this year to see the Christmas lights. I think somebody told me they were $7. And oh, this guy that works at the casino told me this. It's $7, and I think he took his kids there, and he said it was totally worth it. Oh, it's $7 a person, I think, but he said it was totally worth it. And it's like 20-minute drive through the state fairgrounds, and it like the lights go to the music. Like you can, I don't know how you hear the music, but turn it on in your car or something, I guess. But I think that's kind of cool, don't you? So I want to do that. And then the Indianapolis Museum of Art also has one. And Tanya, the other night, I was like, I want to go to that one of the museum. I said that one that's called something. She said it was called something like Wooster's or something. That's not what it's called. And I go, yeah, but it's not called that. And she goes, oh, we go every year. I go, you do? Like, I've never heard her say anything about it before. She goes, oh yeah, we go every year. I go, well, let me know how it is this year that you go. And she started laughing. She's like, you think I've never been, don't you? I go, I just never, oh my God, a magical dinner that they're having at North Central High School. I've always wanted to do one of those. I've never done one. I think now it would be hard for me as a vegetarian, but do you know what I'm talking about with the magical dinner where you like, they get dressed up and they serve you the food, you know, like King Arthur times and stuff. I heard those were really fun. But anyway, Tony goes, you don't think that I went, did you? And I go, no, it's called new something. She was close, but it's new, something like Newcastle or something like that, but it's not Newcastle. But anyway, she was like, you don't think I went, did you? I said, I didn't say that you didn't go. I said, I just said I don't remember you talking about it. She's like, well, I went. I took the girls from the kennel. She always says that. I'm like, okay, she probably did. She probably did go, and I don't know anything about it. She's probably been for like the last 10 years. I go, wasn't last year the first year? And she goes, no. I don't know anything. But I do want to do some Christmas stuff this year. It's now 27 degrees. It's cold outside. We're supposed to have a wintry mix tomorrow morning. Well, this will actually be kind of nice because I'll get my vlog done earlier than I usually do. And I will, do you hear my voice a little bit? Like how it's kind of like throaty? Throaty. I like have had this, like my throat has hurt this whole, like the last 2 days, 3 days, it's hurt. But like this whole week, I have not felt that great. And I was talking to Alex tonight, he was like, I feel like every couple that we talked about, he was like, oh, she's sick. Oh, she's sick. Oh, we're supposed to go tailgating, but these two people are sick. This person's sick. I feel like every person we talked about was sick. There's like so many people that we know. We're supposed to meet up with this couple tonight that we're friends with. And I was like, are we still meeting up with so-and-so and so-and-so? He's like, oh no, he got sick. And so they're just going to go home and she's not going to stay. She's not going to come out and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, oh my God, everybody is sick. But anyway, what I was going to say was, this will be kind of nice because I'll get my vlog done and then I can listen to Let It Snow. And then I can go home and get in my jammies. My jammies. Which is my, oh, I might get another pair of those Champion sweat shorts if they have them because they're so comfortable. I got these Champion sweat shorts at Meijer and I am so glad I did. They are, did I get them at Meijer or did I get them at Macy's? I think I got them at Meijer. They're so comfortable. And I got them in black. And, do you ever like, okay, this is so silly that I'm about to say this, but like something like that, like a t-shirt or something that's comfortable, like I was like, I need to get another pair of them, right? And I was like, oh, well, I hope that I have them in different colors because I don't want to get another pair of black. But why would it matter? Like, I'm just wearing them for comfort anyway, so why would it matter if I had 2 pairs of black? You know what I mean? It totally wouldn't, would it? But they were like $40 on sale for like 20 or 15 or something. Oh my God, they're so comfortable. I love sweat shorts anyway. I wear them like, you know, the entire year, but I'm so glad that I bought those because they're so comfortable. So then I'll get some food and I'll come back and I'll watch like 2 episodes of Dragula. I'm really liking the 3rd season of Dragula. I have to say so far though, I like the 2nd season better than the 3rd. And I don't know if maybe the 1st season is on YouTube. If it is, I'm gonna watch it. I'm sure it is. I think at one time, at one point, I went to go watch it, and you had to like buy the episodes or something of like season 1. I think it's weird though that they have season 2 and season 3, but they don't have season 1. I don't know why that is. I'll pull in here somewhere in a second and I'll look and see if Dragula, because you know Dragula I think started on YouTube. I don't know why I can't see that lane tonight very well. It must be the third. It's because it's the third lane. Well, I have to go to the post office, so I'm going to go to the post office and I'll stop and I'll look while I'm there and then I'll finish up the vlog. But what was I going to say? So yeah, I can go home, I can put my jammies on and watch Dragula and go to bed and get a good night's sleep. It'd be nice. Which, you know what will end up happening is I'll get home and then I'll stay up watching more and more episodes of Dragula is what I'll do. But if I finish Let It Snow, I want to watch that this weekend too. Although I was thinking it might be kind of fun to watch that like Thanksgiving weekend. But I don't know. I want to get it done. Is that driving you crazy? Cheers. I'm really kind of hungry for some kind of pasta. I don't want to make macaroni and cheese though, and if I make it, then it'll just be so filling. They have these little containers of pasta salad there, and I'll have to look and see if the pasta salad has any like bacon or anything in it. And if it doesn't, they'll be like the perfect size, because they're like in the cold section, they're like this big at Meijer, and that would be like perfect. Do you remember like when you would go to the grocery store? You know what I wonder is if that's this Aldi, how late it though? Aldi's probably not open 24 hours, but I was gonna say that'd be nice if it was. Do you remember when, like, your grocery store probably still does it, but like our Kroger here doesn't do it. But like their deli, when they would close at the end of the day, they would package some of that stuff up. So like some of the pasta salad, some of this, some of that, right? And then they would have it and you could go buy it. Like, you know, at 2 o'clock in the morning, even though the deli was closed, you could still go buy it. But now it's not like that. It's like, you know, if you don't get it during deli time, it's not out there till the next day. I don't know. It's about to stop, so I'm gonna stop. It's flashing at me, so it's red, so I'm gonna stop it. And then when I get done with the post office, I will be back. Okay, I'm back. The light was a little harsh, wasn't it? I have to go to the bathroom really bad. And of course, there's no bathroom at the post office. So I'm gonna try to drive for a second, and then I'm going to go to, what do you call it? Meijer and get some stuff to eat. I'm thinking about getting something to drink first while I drive around and listen to the end of, what do you call it? I almost said I'll be gone in the dark. While I'm listening to the end of Let It Snow, and then going to Meijer and getting stuff to eat to take on the way home. Or to getting it and then just going right home after that. But are you ever like, I wonder how long I can make it to go to the bathroom. Like, I think that I can probably, I just drank too many Diet Cokes tonight was the problem. And the thing was, is like every bar that we went to was so completely packed. And it was so funny because these two women, I started saying this earlier, these two women at this last place, so was it the last place? Yeah, the White Rabbit that we went to. It was so packed, and they had two bathrooms. They had a men's bathroom and a women's bathroom. And the men's bathroom had like a urinal and like, I think that's probably the first time I've ever had to say urinal in a video over here. Do you remember Beavis and Butthead used to say uriners in their, they would call urinals uriners in their video, in their cartoons. I don't know how I remember that. But anyway, I put a little Beavis and Butthead gif on one of my Instagram stories tonight. I like showed them going to the different places tonight. But anyway, this is all over the place. So anyway, you had to go in the very back, and it was packed, and then there was 2 bathrooms. There was like a men's bathroom and a women's bathroom. In the women's bathroom, the line was like 15 people out or 10 people out. It was like so slow. And then the men's bathroom had a long line too, but it was men and women. And so there was like a stall in there, and then there was like a urinal. And so the women were using the stall, and the men were using the urinal. And the women were like, does it bother you that, these 2 women were like, they were so sweet. They were like, does it bother you that we're in here? I'm just gonna go this way and go down and then come back, because I have to go to the bathroom. I'm just gonna go to Meyer. But they were like, does it bother you that we're using your bathroom? I was like, no, I could care less. Use it. Use it all day long if you want. I could care less. She was like, well, now, I mean, the men have to wait longer. I was like, no, it's sweet that you're asking, but no, I don't care. It really doesn't seem like that much longer to me, because the line was moving fast for that one. I have felt kind of warm all day, though. Like, maybe I've got a little bit of a fever or something. I don't know. I can never tell when I do, you know? I just think I've low-key kind of been a little bit sick all this week. And I've been trying to rest and stuff, but it just doesn't seem like it's enough, you know, when I do. I don't know. I'm trying to think about something that I can get that would make me feel a little bit better. I was thinking about getting some soup. I'm not really in the mood for soup, though, in all honesty. Like I said, I'm kind of in the mood for some pasta, but I just don't want to make it. I don't want to have to cook anything. And I don't really like those, like, frozen pasta meals. I mean, I eat them sometimes, but I don't love them. So anyway. I don't know, I was like sitting there like when I was coming out of the post office, and I was like, I got so excited about the fact that like I just get to watch a couple TV shows and like sleep in tomorrow. And I know that's so corny, but it's like I always feel like I have like this to do, you know? And I was like, oh, I'm so excited that I just get to kind of relax. It'll be so nice. You know, when I was on vacation in March, when we went to Florida and then we went to Mexico, I didn't really make videos that week, like for any of my channels. Like I think for my Peter Monn channel, I made like 2 videos that week, maybe, if even that. It was like 11 days, and I made like, there were like 9 or 10 days that I didn't make videos, really, like on any of my channels. And it was so weird because like I'm so used to making videos every day. And then I was reading this letter today that the CEO of YouTube put out. She put out like her annual letter that she puts out every year. And in there they were addressing that, she addressed like, what do you call it? Like creator burnout. I don't necessarily, I have to just say, I was talking to one of these women tonight because they said something about, she said something about, she said, one of these friends that I hadn't met tonight, she said, now what do you do? And I was telling her some of the different stuff I do, and I was like, oh, and I make YouTube videos. And she was like, oh, so you're an influencer? I go, yeah, I don't really like that word. And she goes, why not? And I go, because I just I'm not really think of myself as an influencer. And she's like, well, do you like use products and show products and stuff that people end up buying? And I go, yeah, I have like a review channel and like some of the stuff I show in my vlog and whatever. And she's like, oh, so you are an influencer? And she was like, you know, and I was like, I just don't think of it that way. I don't like really like that term, you know? I'm just kind of like, I make videos. And she's like, yeah, I get what you're saying. It's kind of phony. And I said, it's real phony, I think. So anyway, and like the word creator, I don't know. I mean, I think there's YouTubers out there. I mean, I guess I do create content or videos. I mean, in all reality, I do. but that terminology doesn't work for me. I mean, when I say, like, in my videos, I jokingly say I'm a dude with a camera. Like, I literally feel like a dude with a camera. And I don't feel like that's minimizing what I do. Like, I'm very proud of what I do on YouTube, you know? I work very, very hard on YouTube, and I think that for a long time, I've just kind of acted like, oh, it's just really not that big of a deal what I do. I work very hard on YouTube to put out videos. I love doing it. I'm extremely passionate about it. You know, but it is a huge part of my life. You know, every day, I spend hours, you know, coming up with ideas or buying things to review or putting together ideas for my, you know, drama videos or watching videos that I'm going to respond to and then filming them and putting up, you know, and it's also at times, you know, really taken away from personal things that I love to do in my life and, you know, affecting my relationships and things like that in a positive way. A lot, you know, but it is also taken away from some of those things. And, but I can't say that I've ever really felt burnout. And I've been doing this for 3.5 years, pretty much posting a minimum of 3 videos a day on all of my channels, but, you know, sometimes 5. And for a long time, 5, I was posting, at least 4, you know, and 4 videos a day is a lot. And, I can't say that I ever really felt burnout. And I really struggle when I hear YouTubers talk about, you know, especially when they're posting 1 video a week, okay? And they're like, oh, well, it takes so long to edit and whatever. And then I watch the video and it's kind of like they're sitting there, and this isn't about any one person, but it's like, you know, and they're sitting there and their videos are really just like a challenge video or something, you know, I'm just pulling something out of my head, or like a tag video. And they're like, yeah, it took us an entire week to edit. And I'm like, okay, first of all, most of these people at that point have video editors that they hire, okay? So you're not doing the editing, so you're doing the filming. The filming, literally, even if you edited it down, couldn't take more than 2 hours to film a video. I mean, how much footage do you need for one 15-minute video? You know, so then it takes you that long. I really don't understand it, that we live in a world that we're so blessed to do something so magical that you get to interact with people, and people give you part of their life by watching what you do. And then you complain about burnout from posting 1 video a week. It's interesting to me, you know, especially as somebody that at points in my life worked 60+ hours a week. You know, you talk about burnout. I'll tell you about some burnout, but you know what I mean? Like, and I think there's many of you out there that really relate to burnout. When, you know, I was talking to one of my friends tonight and I said something about, and she's a very, very serious job. I mean, she's the CEO of a very serious organization. And I said, I just don't even know, like, she and her husband are both very active in their kids' lives, but she's the one that gets the kids up and stuff. And I said, you know, you go to work, and she goes, oh, before I even get to work at 7:30, I've already put out 20 fires at home with the boys, you know? And I think, like, let's talk about burnout, right? So I thought it was interesting that she addressed the whole burnout thing in there. And she was saying that, you know, like, if you're really experiencing burnout, is it burnout or is it boredom? Like, that would be my question, you know? Like, are you bored of what you're doing? But you also know you can't really step away from it because what you do affords you this amazing life that you have. So if you take 6 months off, you're not going to post videos anymore because I don't know what, you know, like, you just don't want to do it. But I will say this, you know, that it was kind of, I wouldn't say like going into the vacation, it was a decision that I made that I wasn't going to post videos. I mean, if something had been going on, a lot of drama had been happening or whatever, I would have been posting videos over there, and I did continue to post my vlog, right? But like, if, the thing is like, I kind of, through the course of that vacation, made a decision that I wasn't going to. I remember posting a video about Wendy Williams, and that was like the only video that I remember posting from like that week. And I remember over the course of like, we were gone like 11 days. It was a long vacation. And I remember I didn't post any Peterisms videos or any review videos or any of that kind of stuff. I don't know, I could be wrong, but I just don't remember. Maybe I pre-filmed some, I don't know. But you know, like, I'm gonna go down this road. I haven't gone down here in a long time. But I will tell you about, like, when she said on there, in her letter, you can read it. She posted it on Twitter. So if you're on Twitter, Susan, I don't know how to pronounce her last name, Wojcicki, I think is how you pronounce it. She said in there that they like did a study to like go in and look at people that had like taken a break and then came back, and their numbers were better when they came back. And so she's like, so if you need to take a break, please take a break, which I think is a great message to send to people. I think it's, you know, I think it would be great to tell the people that work 3 jobs to support their kids, just take a break whenever you want, right? Like, your job will be back for you. No, it won't. Like, that's not a real world. Like, I think we don't send, I don't know that you know, and it's my experience of being a mature YouTuber is definitely different than the experience of talking to 22-year-olds that are doing YouTube for a full-time career. It's completely different. I look at it completely differently, you know, and they don't see it the same way necessarily, you know? I mean, when I've had conversations with them, they just don't see it the same way. And I feel like, you know, honestly, like, the drama community gets a really bad rap sometimes, but like, drama channels are some of the YouTubers out there that are posting the most consistent content. The most consistent content. I mean, most drama channels post daily, if not 3 to 5 times a week. So, you know, I think most of us hustle, in all honesty. But I will tell you one thing that she didn't address in her letter, and I can speak of this from taking 11 days off. When you post videos every day and you're doing something, and I don't think it matters what you're doing that you're passionate about or not. I think it could be running every day, working out every day. I think it could be getting up and going to work every day. I think it could be, whatever you do that you're passionate about, or if it's your job or whatever, right? When you take 11 days off, it is really hard to get back. And I mean, I came back and it was really hard for me just to sit down and film a video. Like, I almost didn't even know how to do it. It was like, you know, like, I'm so used to doing it on a daily basis that when I came back, I was almost kind of like, I don't know how to do this anymore. Like, do you know what I mean? And, like, I haven't posted a lot of videos on my BookTube channel recently, and I made a comment in my video, my last one. I made a statement that coming in December, I'm going to start trying to post almost every day over there, if not every other day, because I miss posting on my BookTube channel. But it's always like typically the last video that I film of the day. So by then, if I'm like, when you film that many videos in a row, like, your voice starts to go a little bit, in all honesty, you know? So, like, sometimes I'm just like, okay, I'll film it tomorrow or whatever. But I love BookTube and I miss it, and I feel so honored to be a part of it that I want to post over there, you know? And, but like, sometimes when I film my BookTube videos now, I kind of forget, like, how to get into, like, my BookTube videos, because, like, you know, how I used to, like, do my intro and stuff back in the day, because, you know, all my channels kind of have different intros on them or whatever. And it was funny because I was talking to, you know, my friend Valerie. She watches almost all of my videos. She's probably one of my friends that watches, like, all of my videos. I have a couple friends that watch some of my videos here and there. My cousin Caroline, she watches my review channel, and her son does too. But Valerie, like, watches all of my videos, my vlog and everything. And I had a friend of mine that said something to me not too long ago. She's like, you know, like, so, like, how do you switch off and on? Like, you know, do you have a different personality? She doesn't watch my videos. She's like, do you have a different personality for your channels? And I go, no. I go, no, not really. And I said, you know, like, my drama channel is, like, a little bit more exaggerated. I, like, throw, you know, chapsticks behind me and flip fans and, you know, whatever. But I said it's still, like, my opinion. It's an opinion channel, you know, commentary channel of how I feel about things. But it's a little bit more fun. Haha, I do, like, a drama phone and stuff, which she, of course, didn't understand. And then I was like, you know, my Peterisms channel is pretty serious. It's, like, basically, like, what you'd hear me share in, like, a 12-step meeting. And I said, you know, my BookTube channel is where I started, and I said it's, you know, me just talking about books. So depending on what the book is I'm talking about, I'm either serious or, you know, I'm excited or I'm passionate or whatever. And I said that my review channel is just fun. Like, I just have so much fun over there reviewing stuff, and it just, and I, like, purposely, like, I mean, I don't edit at all anyway, but I purposely make sure that, like, it's, like, exactly my reaction of what you would see if you were literally sitting in the room with me when I was trying that thing, product, drink, food, whatever. Like, that's what I want to be on camera, is exactly what my reaction would be, you know? And then I said in my vlog, it's just, you know, like, me talking and stuff like that. And she said, so you know, like, of all of them, which one's really you? And I said, well, they're all me. You know, I said, like, my Peterisms channel is exactly who you would, if you went to meetings, like, you'd hear me, like, talking like that in a meeting or whatever, sharing my life experiences. So I was telling this to Valerie the other night, and I said, do you think, like, I said, do you think I'm different than my channels? And she goes, I think you're exactly like all of your channels. She goes, there's bits and pieces of you that come out at all times. She goes, like, that goofy side of you is you and whatever. And she said, and I said, what about my vlog? She goes, this is exactly who you are. She said, driving in your car is like, when I watch your vlog, it's like, you know, sitting, so hey, Valerie, because she's watching right now. But she's like, you know, driving in your car is exactly like, it's like a live, weird, because I was like, oh, you're like in a live vlog right now. She's like, this is exactly what it's like, you know? And I think that has been the one comment that people have said to me when they meet me that's so nice. They're like, you're exactly like your videos. Like, in person, you're exactly like your videos. And, I don't know. I don't know that I necessarily the advice, and I'm not trying to take away from what she said, but I don't know that I think that necessarily the advice that I would give people would be to take some break, some long break. You know, okay, maybe a week. You know, we all need renewal in our lives. But I don't know that I think that the advice that I would give would be to take some long break. I think we're also giving the younger generations a skewed idea of how the world works, that you can take long breaks from working and things like that. You know, if you're blessed to be in a situation where somebody else is paying your bills, you know, maybe. But I haven't been in that situation for quite some time, so I don't really know what that's like. But I think, like, there are ways to take care of yourself and do self-care and stuff. Maybe take a day off, or you know, this week I have not felt great. And I have beat myself up about not posting videos daily because I love it, because I'm so passionate about it, you know. But I also know that I can't be there. I can't be in a video what I want to be if I'm not feeling my best. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? So, like, I make videos because I want other people to enjoy them, or other people to hear something different that they haven't thought of, or see something in a different way that they hadn't thought before, you know? Or laugh, or cry, or whatever. And I don't ever want to force my videos, like, you know, like, feel like I'm forcing them. So I don't relate to that burnout. Like, people talk about creator burnout. I don't really relate to that. I mean, I'm not going to say that there haven't been times that I've gotten kind of really bored with the drama that we're reporting on. I'm just like, okay, I have to make a video today about this, and I don't really want to, but I know that people want to hear it because I get so many requests for something, and it's like that sometimes. I'm kind of like, I could really care less to talk about this. But then what I typically do, I've kind of learned this lesson, is I'll go and watch some other drama videos, like, because, you know, usually if it's some big issue, like, you know, 3 or 4 other people have covered it, and I'll kind of see their perspective on it, and I'll be like, okay, do I agree? Do I disagree? Like, if this was a discussion that we were having, like, you know, would I agree? Would I disagree? Things like that. So, you know, and I think having other people that are, you know, in the drama community to talk to, I've had, you know, conversations with a lot of people about, oh, well, like, something will happen and be like, oh, what do you think about this? Or what do you think about that? You know, and so, like, that kind of keeps it interesting as well, too. But it's hard for me to make videos about something that I could care less about. And I think that feels like burnout, but is not burnout, if that makes sense. I'm gonna go this way. If that makes sense. Like, I've never really felt it with my vlog, and I've never felt it, the drama channel, and it's only when I'm doing videos consistently over and over and over again about some topic that's going on. And that's why a lot of times, like, at some point, like, there's a lot of things I won't cover or I won't talk about, or sometimes I just try to kind of, like, you know, stop it and move on. But I don't know, I thought that was interesting that they said that. And then I wondered how long of a break they would suggest. You know, 3 months, 6 months, a month, 2 weeks, you know, whatever. Because there's a lot of people, because she said in there that your fans love you, they will be there for you when you come back. I'm not sure about that. There's been a lot of people that I've watched that have stopped making videos, and at some point I was kind of like, when they left and then they came back, and they're like, I'm sorry that I took such a long break. I was like, I was kind of not interested in it anymore. You know what I mean? Like, in all honesty, I kind of wasn't interested in them anymore. You know, my interest in YouTube had changed. The things I was interested in had changed. I wasn't interested in the same things. So, you know, I don't know that I necessarily agree with that statement, but she said it in her letter that they had done research, so apparently they have. I don't know. I'm sure that there's truth to it, but anyway, just my thoughts, my 2 cents. But I'm gonna get off here now so I can go to Meijer and get some food. I'm like right around the corner. So I hope that you guys are having an amazing Saturday, unless you have other plans. But like I always say, do not have other plans. Do something today that makes you happy. Do something today that you're passionate about. I think it's, you know, I feel so driven every day to make videos and, you know, to read your comments and to interact with you guys and just to get on camera. And I feel so blessed that you guys allow me that, the space to do that in. So thank you so much. Because to have something that you're truly passionate about and love doing is just the coolest thing. And I just really, it means a lot to me that you allow me to do that. I hope that you guys all have something like that in your lives as well. And if nobody else has told you this today, I love you. Make sure that you look at yourself in the mirror every single day and you do your positive affirmations and you say, I love you, you are valuable, you are important, you are worthy, and the world is yours. And most importantly, make sure that you pass it on to somebody else and let them know how important they are to you and how much they impact your life on a daily basis. Thank you guys for watching. I love you, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye. Love ya!